Special thanks to our friends over at Game.Press for providing us a review copy of this game for review purposes. Thanks, gang. Hello, this is Tim at Wembembo on Everything, back with another short episode of DLC, this time on Bigfoot Life. A simulator game where you live life as Bigfoot. Catch fish, forage for mushrooms and berries, build shelters, and more. Be the legend and live your best Bigfoot life. Developed and published by Planet 47 Games, came out on March 24th, 2025, so it's a few months old at this point. Good lord, am I burnt out on survival crafting games. To me, they have a bit of a cookie cutter aspect to them in that they are largely the same as one another, at least to me, but sometimes they'll have a different decoration on top of them. Bigfoot Life is no different. For context, I played the demo of this for review purposes, and the game sees you exploring the woods as Bigfoot, picking up sticks, building a shelter, catching fish and frogs and bugs with your hands, storing them in a bush near your shelter, and generally being a nuisance to the two humans that inhabit the woods. The game has you starting by creating your own Bigfoot in what might be the most horrific looking character creation screen I've ever seen. I understand that fur can be very difficult to render, but anytime you want to change anything about the fur, it basically shaves Bigfoot so you have a giant naked, heavily breathing man at you for a few frames, and then the fur will render in afterwards. It's more of a nitpick, but as a first impression, it's certainly a striking one. The demo has a number of demo objectives, as I'm going to call them. Build another shelter, catch a certain amount of fish, scare enough animals by roaring at them. And this is all fine because they contribute to Bigfoot points. What do Bigfoot points do? I don't know. I'm sure in the full game it will contribute to some sort of upgrade system, but from what I can tell, simply wasn't an option in the demo. One of the objectives I had was to destroy all the trail cameras. As humans were roaming around the map, I thought that would mean the humans are going to be a threat in some way to Bigfoot. This was not the case. They're basically just joggers in the woods that you scream at, pick up, and then throw. This is the full extent of the interactions I had with them, and to me, this showed that the game wasn't really survival in a typical sense, because there is, hunger, thirst, toilet, stamina, and mythical power meter, but there's no real danger from what I could tell. What I didn't expect, and I actually kind of appreciate from the developers, is that there was an inventory management system similar to that of Resident Evil 4. This meant that there were actually moments of deliberation where you had to work out what you wanted to carry, be that another stick, fish, rock, or berry. But weirdly enough, you couldn't seem to store items that you'd picked up from human campsites, which leads to my favourite moment from this entire play session. I briefly mentioned the mythical power meter, and you power this up by smashing power crystals. In the demo, there's only one power available, which is Bigfoot speed. During one objective, which involved stealing stuff from a human camp, I found a guitar. A human saw me, so I roared, which caused it to run away. Picking up the guitar, I found that there was an option to play. This led me to playing the guitar while Bigfoot sprinting at a human through the woods towards my home cave. Putting the guitar by my bed, I then picked up the screaming human and threw them into a nearby river. This didn't have any impact on the game, and it didn't really do anything for the gameplay outside of completing the initial objective of stealing something from a camp, but I can honestly say that I've never experienced this in another game, and for that I have to give Bigfoot Life a little bit of credit. I want to see more of these kind of one-off interactions. It'd make the game far more unique. Is it a good game? No, not by any stretch, but with more unique moments like this, and if it took itself less seriously, I think it really could be onto something notable. This has been Tim at Wembembo on Everything, and I'll see you next time.